It's been months and you're still grieving from your loss. Well, watch this before you give up hope. I debated whether to do this series on grief, widowhood, and faith. I didn't want to be a crying mess, but you're out there and I want to inspire you to rise above this grief. You see, losing loved ones is a part of life. I guess at my age of 66, I should accept that I will lose loved ones. But you don't really think you're going to lose a daughter, because parents aren't supposed to watch their daughter be buried. But we know that no one is going to be a stranger to loss of some type. In this case, a loved one. If we love, if we care about someone, we will feel pain. Pain is inevitable, but I'll tell you what, misery is a choice that you don't have to make. So as we go forward, the loss I will be talking about is loss of a loved one. But this is applicable to people who have lost a marriage, a divorce, or lost important relationships in their lives, like a relationship with parents or children, best friend. It's going to happen. As I said, pain will happen. But the good news is you don't have to make misery your choice. I actually started the series to give you, if you've lost, as I have, a spouse and or a child, because the first thing that I will have to tell you is there is survival and victory over grief and loss through faith. And I don't mean just random faith in the universe. I mean faith in Jesus Christ through God, or faith in God through Christ, however you want to put it. He is really the only one who can sustain you. He has the power to do anything. With God, nothing is impossible, right? He will fill that hole. The Bible actually says He is our husband. He is your husband, my husband. So in September 2021, I lost my husband and my daughter 4 days apart. It was very painful, but forgive me if I start crying. But I think the worst pain was watching my then 5-year-old grandson going through the loss, the grief that he didn't show. Maybe he didn't even understand it. Losing his mom at age 5. I know, though, he felt the pain, because the moment he was told that his mommy and his papa went to heaven, he turned to me and he said, "Grandma, I'm glad you didn't go to heaven." So I knew he understood the loss. Grief is crippling. It can really suck you in like a never-ending, deep, dark hole. And left to its own device, it will catapult you to a whirlwind called by many names: anxiety, depression, hopelessness. It shows no mercy, and it has no allegiance to anything or anyone. It will destroy everything in its path if it's allowed. But it only has power over you if you allow it. I always, when I'm talking to people and there is a weakness, I always say, turn that into a superpower. So turn grief into your superpower, a benefit instead of a detriment, an asset instead of an expense, a loss. Like the song says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? And you know what? There is a lot of truth in that. If you are a believer in Jesus Christ, you know that we weren't promised riches and a great life a challenge-free life. No, we are continually going to experience the wilderness of life, but we are never going to do it alone. He does walk with us. He does get us through. And you know that there's a thing of serenity, I think is what it's called. But when it gets too hard for us to walk through the wilderness, I know that He literally picks us up and carries us to give us relief. So, one of the promises that you have, and it's biblical, is that He will never leave you nor forsake you. And He will strengthen you. He will restore what the locust has eaten, He says. And He has a special place in His heart for widows and orphans. And that He would crush anyone that would try to mistreat you. So, I hope that when you think about your loss, you think about how close you are to God, to Jesus, that He's right there, that even that at our worst and lowest moment, He's there. You only need to turn to Him and say, "Help me." It is true. It is true. I promise you, it is true. So, being a widow is hard, isn't it? It's the little things, you know? The little things that, you know, your husband taking out the trash, playing and poking fun at each other, going out to dinner, event, to church. It was hard to go to church and watch the couples and think about how I went to church with my husband. We did things together. People would often joke that we were tied at the hip. He did nothing without me and I did nothing without him. Even my networking events, when he is able to go, he goes. So I read this post. I don't know who wrote it, but I saw this post about widowhood. It says widowhood is more than missing your spouse's presence. It's adjusting to an alternate life. Widowhood, and I'm going to read this because it's a lot. Widowhood is walking around the same house you have lived in for years, and it no longer feels like home, because home incorporated a person, and they're not there. Homesickness fills your heart, and the knowledge that it will never return haunts you. Widowhood is going to bed for the 1,000th time, and still the loneliness doesn't feel normal. The empty bed, a constant reminder. The night no longer brings intimacy and comfort, but the loudness of silence and the void of connection is deafening. Widowhood is seeing all your dreams and plans you shared as a couple crumble around you. The painful process of searching for new dreams that include only you account to. Climbing Mount Everest. And every single victory of creating new dreams for yourself includes a new shade of grief that their death propelled you to this path. Widowhood is second-guessing everything you thought you knew about yourself. Your life had molded together with another's, and without them, you have to relearn all your likes, hobbies, fears, and goals. The renaissance of a new person makes you proud and heartbroken simultaneously. Widowhood is being a stranger in your own life. The unnerving feeling of watching yourself from outside your body, going through the motions of what was your life, but being detached from all of it. You don't recognize yourself. Your previous life feels but a vapor, long gone, like a mist of a dream. You begin to wonder if it happened at all. Widowhood is the irony of knowing if that one person was here to be your support, you would have the strength to grieve that one person. The thought twists and confuses you. If only they were here to hold you and talk to you. You have the tenacity to tackle this unwanted life, to tackle the arduous task of moving on without them. Widowhood is missing the one person who could truly understand what is in your heart to share. The funny joke, the embarrassing incident, the fear compelling you, or the frustration tempting you. To anyone else, you would have to explain that that is too much effort, so you keep it to yourself, and the loneliness grows inside you. Widowhood is struggling with identity. Who are you if not their spouse? What do you want to do if not the things you plan together? What brand do you want to buy if not the one you two shared for 20 years? What is your purpose if the job of investing into your marriage is taken away? Who is my closest companion when my other half isn't there? Widowhood is feeling restless because you lost your home, identity, partner, lover, friend, playmate, travel companion, co-parent, security in life, and you are drifting with an unknown destination. Widowhood is living in a constant state of missing the most intimate relationship. No hand to hold, nobody next to you. No partner to share your burden. Widowhood is being alone in a crowd of people, feeling sad even while you're happy, feeling guilty while you live. It is looking back while moving forward. It is being hungry, but nothing sounding good. It is every special event turning bittersweet. Yes. It is much more than simply missing their presence. It is becoming a new person, whether you want to or not. It's fighting every emotion mankind can feel at the very same moment and trying to function in life at the same time. Widowhood is frailty. Widowhood is strength. Widowhood is darkness. Widowhood is rebirth. Widowhood is life-changing. But it doesn't have to be miserable. It doesn't have to be hopeless. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. It doesn't have to be empty. And your happiness or joy doesn't have to come from another man. Unless it is Jesus Christ. Unless it's that person, the child, the loved one that you have beside you, near you. It's moving forward and looking forward and looking up. Because in reality, the hope we have and the hope that keeps me moving forward is that you will see your loved one again. Whoever it is that you lost, a husband, a daughter, a son, whoever it is, we will see our loved ones again. And that is a promise from God. And God does not lie. He cannot lie. Because He is God. And through Jesus Christ, you can make it. You can make this rest of this life joyful, happy. How? Share. Show others your faith is strong. The importance of having a strong spiritual foundation is central to emerging a victor and not a victim. In the next few weeks, you will hear other women tell you how they survived, what they did, their faith, what they do in their widowhood. You will also hear professionals who will teach how to use their skills, how to learn their skills for your benefit to get through grief. So please subscribe, like, and share. There are others who are going through emotional turmoil and grief, and they need your help. They need you to infect them with the knowledge that they're not alone and that they will make it through. Remember, pain is inevitable, but misery is optional. I'm Grace Richardson, and I'm the Graceful Ager. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share.